we work closely with a lot of different agencies, Victor Community Support Services, Fathers and Families, Sow a Seed Community Foundation.
Okay.
There's a lot of them throughout the county.
So would you say that it sounds like your organization really focuses on connecting people to meet their needs, which I love that. And unfortunately, as you know, in our county and our city, poverty level is very high.
Right.
So that's serving a huge function. Do you have a sense of how many people in our community that you're helping annually?
As far as the numbers,
And if we don't know, that's okay.
you're right. I'm trying to think. Okay, because I know that we went over this before. I just can't quite remember.
We'll come back to that.
Yes. Well, yes. Okay.
All right. But obviously there's lots of people that you're helping. You have more than one location. Do you want to talk about?
Right. So yeah, we have 5 locations throughout the county. Actually, we have 3 in Stockton. We have the one at the Dorothy L. Jones Community Center. That's where I'm housed at. That's South Stockton, between 6th and 7th Street, off of Airport. And then we have one on Kentfield, which is our Villa Monterey, and that's again throughout with a partnership through Visionary Home Builders.
Awesome.
Through that low
Thank you,
income.
Carol Ornelas.
Yes, and then we also have Diamond Cove 2. That's off of Tamil Shanner. Again, Visionary Home Builders. And then we have one in Lodi, a family resource center, and then we have another one in Tracy.
Wonderful. Awesome. And I didn't realize that you were countywide. So I learned
Yes.
something. And that's awesome because, again, the need is huge. What kind of life changes do you think that you're able to help people with? And what have you seen? It must be so rewarding over the 2 years that you've been there that you are changing people's lives.
You know, it is. You know, it's such a fulfilling feeling to have, and I like to say, like, we don't change people or we don't fix people. We just offer them the tools to be able to do so. It's kind of like, here's the toolbox. We open it up, put it on the table, offer it to them, and they can take it. And even if they're not ready to take it in the moment, we're still there. We're always going to be there. That toolbox is always going to be available to you. So we do help and aid in that a lot. A lot of people do reach back out and they say thank you. But again, just really highlighting to them that it's the sustainability that they have and their resilience to be able to push through any issues or any hardships that they go through and be able to kind of bounce back.
And hardships make you stronger. And my friends and other people that I've met who have gone through and struggled, I really feel that when they achieve something, they value it more because they had to fight for it.
Right.
All right. And you talked about being the youth coordinator.
Yeah.
So what do you do in that role? What are you able to provide for youth in our community?
Yeah, so being a youth coordinator, it's awesome, and it's one of the direct services that we offer through Community Partnership for Families. So it's kind of multifaceted. So there's a few different layers, and I can go through that with you. When I first came on, started, and I do youth groups throughout the county. Again, I do one at Laura's Gym. I do one at Reconnect School in South Stockton through the One program. And I do one at our Dorothy L. Jones location on Wednesdays, 3 to 5. And the Laura's Gym ones, let me back up, are from Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 4 to 6. But those youth groups are typically for social emotional health, pro-social activities, thought processes, decision making, really building resilience and seeing like self-analysis and how these youth operate, why they think the way they do. And it's not for me to tell them, but it's a place for them to come together, a safe space for them to come together and really kind of work through that themselves. Like they make a decision and they all know like, you're not here to get in trouble or nothing like that, but I'm going to ask you, I may challenge you like, well, why do you think that way? And they'll sit there like, I don't know. But for them to be able to come to these conclusions and to really bounce off of one another, one of the things that we really pride ourselves on in our youth groups is our integration with that, because we also work very closely with probation in the youth program. And we get referrals for our Positive Youth Justice Initiative program, PYJI. And that just focuses on healthy relationships, education, work, and things of that nature, and really helping navigate the process between the family, probation, the youth, and the schools, trying to get them to all like be cohesive with one another to work for the benefit of these youth. So bringing them to our groups with other youth that are able to just walk into our youth groups, and those youth could be 4.0 students, 3.5 students, with the kids that have been failing school, but to be able to see them integrate and kind of talk about their commonalities and stuff like that are pretty awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned school and also grade point average, because I was going to ask you, do you also offer an after school program where you can help if they have issues with math or English or what have you? And I'm sure you're doing things to promote that they stay in school.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're always working with that. And again, so our Diamond Cove 2 Center, we actually offer tutoring out of there
Beautiful.
and at after school program. And again, on my program, my youth program at Laura's Gym and even at the Dorothy Jones Center is after school hours. So they do come, and it's not technically an after school program or tutoring, but if they come and everybody's like, it's college season, college applications at FAFSA, absolutely, by all means, our group is youth led. So
Great.
that we can help them do that. And then also too, just word to stand, they do tutoring at Merlot High School. So again,
wonderful.
that's another resource that we can like plug into, tap into, and say, okay, cool, we have this youth. Because, of course, whoever has the best resources or the most resources available for this youth, let's go ahead and partner. Let's do that.
Definitely. And then you're not duplicating services. You're
Right.
not using up resources to try and provide the same thing.
Right.
So that's perfect. Earlier, when we were talking about some of the services that Community Partners for Families offers, you talked about that some things were offered depending on certain requirements. So let's talk about this. Who can utilize the youth services that you offer or other services?
Right. So in terms of our youth services at large, any youth that comes through the doors, any youth that contacts us is open to the services. However, there's like our Positive Youth Justice Initiative youth, which if they come through that program, if they're referred from probation, whether it be a probation officer or a social worker in probation, then that opens them up to extra incentives and extra just different resources. So like, because again, there's a funding streams and stuff like that, but also like gift cards to incentivize them to keep coming and stuff like that. So those ones are specific to probation. And then also in our program, we have like the AB 109 program and the Employment and Training ENT program. And this is the AB 109 specifically is to help people that were getting out of prison, nonviolent crimes, to help them just kind of get back on their feet, reintegrate in society. And the ENT program is to help them like find jobs, find careers, get them the proper things to do that, like clothes and gas cards and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So they can be interview ready.
Right, exactly, just like
Wonderful.
that. Yeah.
Awesome. And maybe some help with resumes.
Oh yeah, resume building for sure. We're huge on that.
Wonderful. Yeah. Awesome. What about any like nutritional advice to kids, things like that, about not having a lot of sugary foods or?
Yeah, so that comes through another some partnerships that we offer. So in our youth group, again, we've invited University of the Pacific, their health programs and stuff like that. And even what's cool about that is that a lot of their students will come out that are majoring in these things, and they'll come out and talk with our youth and stuff like that. And especially at Laura's Gym, it's a big one. Obviously, it's a gym.
Great.
And we also partner with Starbucks Food Share program. So they give food to our youth and our participants and stuff like that.
Great.
So an opportunity to be able to highlight that.
I was going to ask you about that and food. I'm on the board for the food bank, the emergency food bank, and I don't know if you have partnered with us or not.
Yes.
But that to me seems like a natural partnership.
Yes, we do. Yeah, Dorothy Jones Center. We have a couple of food giveaways through Second Harvest Food Bank and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right. So what made you want to work there for this organization?
Honestly, without a doubt, the people. Because when I came into this work specifically, I didn't necessarily know like what I was walking into in terms of the work. I didn't know what to expect. I did know, I was like, oh man, okay, I'm working with at-risk people or lower income. So I was like, okay, I need to try and find a way to relate or to identify with them. But really what kept me there, what made me like, I'm still going to do it without knowing, really having the experience, was the people. My supervisor, Lindsay, and Meredith, and my coworker, Alex, to be able to look to them and see that they're genuine and they're passionate, very passionate in their work, and that they love what they do. And then to be able to know that I'm coming into that with just all the insight and the wisdom, and also while they're still able to grow with me, is really what made me want to do that. And then when I got into it, obviously just serving people, regardless of their needs, serving people regardless of time or anything like that, just being able to be a resource and give people hope. Because if we don't have hope, how can they?
I think that's beautiful. I couldn't have said it better. Hope is critical, and hope is something that a lot of people are lacking. And if you can pave a way for them to have hope and improve the quality of their lives, that's huge.
Right.
That's huge. That's awesome. So let's talk about National Night Out and your organization. It sounds like a a natural thing that you would be participating in this. So what will you be offering on National Night Out, and talk about the involvement of your organization?
Absolutely. So Wide Scale, our organization, we are hosting a couple of National Night Outs because we got Villa Monterey. That's the over there at Kentfield. They're doing one that's for North Stockton community. They have big things going on there, big barbecue grill and stuff like that, dance competitions and stuff. And then we have the one specifically that I'm involved with at the Dorothy L. Jones Community Center. And the cool thing about having a couple of them is that, like, it's not a competition. It's like you can get it wherever you're at type of thing. So, that's pretty cool about it. The one over in South Stockton, typically the demographic over there is lower income, people, communities of color, families of color. So being over there, it's really awesome to offer like this block party type of scene that we have. And it's a safe block party. So we invite them over to our center. We partner again with the table. They have the huge Merlot gym, which is behind us. So we use all of that space there.
Awesome.
And this year we're kind of really up in the ante. We got 2 rock walls coming out from, we partnered with Discovery Challenge Academy.
Awesome.
Love that program, by the way. Awesome
Great
program.
They've been on here before too.
Yeah, Discovery Challenge Academy, and then also too with the Army Reserve. They're bringing out their rock wall as well.
Great.
We have local food vendors coming out to just offer food, donate food and stuff like that to our community members. We have like a lot of different fun and games that we partner with. Junior Youth Empowerment Program will be out there doing games and stuff like that. So it's just really just a fun time. We're gonna have a huge dance contest. That's gonna be a cool one. We have a very regular community member. He comes in there all the time. Reverend Murray. Word to Reverend Murray if you're seeing this. He's super cool. He's everybody in the center loves him, and he's really is kind of heading up this dance contest for the community. So we have raffle prizes. We have a bike that we're going to give away and stuff like that.
Awesome. And you mentioned a key word. You mentioned safety. And one thing that we should talk about with National Night Out is it really, to me, my understanding is it was founded for people to say, we're safe in our community. We celebrate our community. We're here, and you can't take that from us. Right.
Exactly that. It really is meant for that. And it's a event that we put on, obviously, because, we just have the players to do it and the capacity to do it. But this is an event that is owned by our community members. If it was not for our community members, then there would be no place for us to have this event. Our community members, they always come out. They show out. They take full advantage of these opportunities and events and resources. And again, much like Ronnie Murray himself, community members are sitting at the table, like ready to have this opportunity again, and it's safe.
Awesome. And we should say it's also celebrated by our city as well. I think police come out, sheriff come out, and they go to different events, and they just want to have it be a fun and safe event for everyone.
Right. And one of the ways too that we talk about it is it's an opportunity to kind of reduce any tension or any like disparity between law enforcement and the community. Again, so come out. If you have any questions or concerns or you want to know something, come out and ask them. They'll be there, and they're available. We've seen it time and time again.
Awesome.
So.
And that's awesome to hear you say that. When you and I were talking earlier, I think we found out that some 38 million people participate in this event annually, which is huge. That's staggering.
Yes, it is. So like it's kind of the history of National Night Out, just as we've come to know it. So like in 1970, a gentleman named Matt is what I read about. He named Matt, and he was involved actually in the western suburbs of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I wonder if it was where Fresh Prince was, but that's neither here nor there. Yes. Anyways, he was on the Lower Merion just community involvement program, and then which they worked in collaboration with Lower Merion police department. And he's doing neighborhood watches, doing just events and stuff like that in this community because he's seen the need there himself in 1970. And then in 81, he kind of branched. He created the newsletter, established that. Then he branched out and kind of just wanted to see if any other communities were knew about these work, and kind of find out they were all doing the same type of work, but with no central platform to connect. And that was in 81. So just 3 years later in 84, he established National Night Out through that National Alliance. Well, I have it here. The National Association of Town Watch is what he was established in 1981. Again, that platform for them all to connect, and then they introduced National Night Out.
And he did this all without Facebook, without Twitter. He connected to all these people.
Yes,
in
and I
multiple
think
cities.
I think it's funny. I think, but it's a good thing to talk about because again, it really, even regardless of the day and age that we're in, it goes back to the work that we do. It's people to people connection.
Yes.
You have to connect people to people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's go back because I know you mentioned that there's 3 locations in Stockton. Let's give the addresses and any contact information, and let's talk about the hours of the actual event.
For sure. So ours is the Dorothy L. Jones Community Center is 2044 Fair Street, Stockton, California, 95206. And the hour of National Night Out will be 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll be there. And it's the same time for all of our locations, even at the one at Villa Monterey. That's 4707 Kentfield in Stockton, North Stockton.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that one, same hours as well.
All right.
Yeah.
And then the Lodi and the Tracy, same hours as well.
Yes, same hours. So our hours of service, just for any resources, are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do you have to sign up ahead for this event, or can you just show up?
You can definitely just show up. Of course, we encourage, if you want to know more about it, if you want to get involved, do you have any ideas? We're open to that. Come to the centers, and we have our next planning meeting for like Dorothy L. Jones this Friday, August 2nd at 10 p.m. If you want to come, again, Dorothy Jones Center, 10 a.m. I don't know if I said 10 p.m. At 10 a.m. On the 2nd, come to Dorothy Jones, 2044 Fair Street, and come sit at the table. Talk about some ideas you may have.
Awesome. Awesome. And website. What's your web address, Facebook page, any
Yes.
phone numbers that you might want to give out?
So our website is CPFSJ.org, because again, it's a mouthful to say Community Partnership for Families of San Joaquin every single time. Yeah, and I talk a little fast, so people may miss that. But CPFSJ.org. On our website, we have a lot of just different ways for you to get involved there. And also just, we do this thing called Friday Fives, and that's just highlighting for the week kind of things that we've been involved in, things that people can get involved in and stuff like that, different testimonies and stuff. And then on Facebook, Community Partnership for Families. And we're also on Instagram. We're also on Instagram, CPFSJ_209.
All right. Awesome. And earlier we were talking about your partnership with Lord's Gym. And one thing that I didn't hear you say with youth programs was anything related to sports. And I know they have an amazing basketball court.
Yes.
So are you guys doing any kind of sports activities with the kids?
Yeah, so we are involved for sure. So really at Lord's Gym, they really take the lead. They take the lead on the sports, but we support them because what we do, we establish a youth council out there.
Okay.
And they help support like the logistics and the operations of that, whether it be the score tables and the snack machine or whatever it may be. And then some of them also just play in the sports league. But again, in the perfect world, the way that works is that any youth who want to be involved in the sports, again, because it's extracurricular, it's fun, they are in tandem involved with our youth group and our youth program to kind of just build those skills on both ends. And it's also some accountability that goes into that.
Awesome.
As
and
well.
Working with a team and learning skills about working together. And Merlot has an amazing gym. So
Yes,
that's awesome.
and
I was glad to hear that your organization is making use of that as well.
Yes, we love working with the Table Community Foundation at the Merlot
Merlot.
Gym over there. Yeah, we have a lot of youth they'll come to us, and if after a youth group, or even if it's just come every day or any day, they're like, all right, we want to go play some basketball, or we want to go throw the football, and they'll just go right over to the gym. Gym is always open doors.
Awesome.
Lord's Gym, same thing as well. We also, in terms of sports, we partner with Stockton Kings as well, so they offer our youth council member and some of our youth different free seats. Sometimes we got courtside seats and stuff like that to just really. That one's fun because it's a fun game, obviously, but also to just kind of look at like opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are people from Stockton and not just on the basketball team, but that are doing the work. There's many different pieces that go into a basketball game. So just for them to see that, like, this really could be you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge. I think that's excellent.
Yeah.
And you talked about after school, but what about during the summer?
So
We're
during
just finishing summer, but
yes, we are finishing summer, which means that we are coming off of a high because summer is a lot of fun stuff happening. And so this summer, like at Dorothy Jones Center, we actually just had our summer camp, our Teams Discovery Summer Camp in partnership with Table Community Foundation specifically. And again, our youth program is typically ages 13 up to 21, But this summer camp was ages 2 all the way up. So
Wow.
yeah, so we partnered with them, and they had them throughout the day, and they have like this whole curriculum. They had every single day planned, Monday through Friday. The table did, and they just had a lot of different things they had these kids engaged in. And then throughout every single day, they would bring them to us for about an hour and a half, 2 hours for their break time. Because again, working with a lot of kids, you need a break. Mm-hmm. So for their break time, they bring it to us, and that was a great opportunity. One of the best things about that was that all of my youth that I would just do youth group with and just kind of work with, they all stepped up to the plate. Every single one of them. It was about 10 of them.
Awesome.
And they were organizing. They had agendas planned. They had things ready. They were telling me what to do. They were like, Tony, we need this. We need some bubbles. We need some. And it's like when you can sit back. Yeah, when you can sit back and watch that, like, absolutely. Whatever you guys need, whatever you guys want, let's talk about it.
Awesome. Yeah. And are there fees for any of these services?
No, our services are free.
Awesome.
Yes.
Excellent. That's amazing. So what I hear you saying is that any family can access all of these resources at any time.
Yes.
And you're not going to turn people away.
No.
That's huge.
Not
That's
at all.
huge. Our community really, really needs that. Can you share maybe a personal story of what you might have seen? You mentioned that you had kids as young as 2. Mm-hmm. What was summer like for them? What did that mean to them?
Honestly, looking at these kids, summer is like the world to them. That summer program was the world, because working with a lot of lower income families, and again, we have some that are very well off. They just want things to do, different resources. But typical demographic of some of the kids that I work with, you see that there may not be as much consistency in their life or as much opportunity. So when you're there every day, again, to them, it's not like, oh, you have to clock in, you have to be at work. It's just somebody who is there every single day to look at them, to That's say awesome. Hi to them, to give them a hug or a high five.
To make them feel important.
To make them feel important, and really to just hear them out. And again, that's really word to my youth program. Gosh, I can give names: Ari, Maylin, Juan, Isaac, all of them. They're awesome to just be able to be there and just love on the kids. That's all that we can ask. Like, we can offer it to them all day long, but until they can go out and offer it themselves, they can take it and multiply that is what's awesome. Yeah, they're paying it forward. So it means a lot to those kids.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what happens when they outgrow the services that you offer? Are you working with kids to get into college or connecting with trade schools? How are you helping them to move forward and then pay it forward?
Yeah. So there's, again, with a lot of the youth, there's a lot of different needs that it come with. There's some youth that come and they're just like, I just need help getting a license, because they don't know how, whether it be financial or just don't know the roadmap to get it. And they'll get it, and then they're well on their way. Like, that was the piece that they needed. And then they're good, off to college. And it's like, we rejoice in that. Absolutely, do what you need to do. And then you have the youth that come and are early on in the program, 13, 14 years old, and they need a lot of support, a lot of help. And we stay through them. And then, again, because of our program, I'm the youth program, and then we have our E&T program. There's youth that we've taken from our youth program, and then I see that they wanted to get into work or they needed different resources, and then I'll refer them over to our employment and training program. Awesome. So then to kind of see that trail of things take off.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And let's jump back. Let's talk a little bit about Stand, because
yes.
you've mentioned Stand a couple times, and I know that's a
For
valuable partner to you. For our viewers and listeners that don't know what Stand is, let's talk about their organization.
Yeah. So Stand is another nonprofit organization, and they're actually doing a separate national night out as well in the Southeast community. Again, just having it everywhere for them to be able to go. And we work with Stand closely, though. So what they do typically is they have lower income housing. So they have they bought about over 300 blighted properties, and they fix them up, sold them to low income families. They have 12 that are under construction right now. And then they also have over 110 units in 4 different areas of apartments that are available for rent in the community for lower income families as well.
Wonderful. Yeah. And that's huge. On the continuum of care, one of our main concerns is a lack of affordable housing.
Right.
And one of the biggest issues is not only people in our community, but people that are coming in from other communities that might have a higher income. And so
right.
people in our community are getting bought out.
Right.
Which is sad, because the need is huge.
Right. Yeah. So they're there to stand in that gap. Yeah.
That's awesome that they're helping. And to me, it takes your organization and everything you've said really highlights how it takes multiple organizations and people working together to help to solve issues, because they're complicated issues. This is not something easy.
Absolutely. And it really, there's a lot of like terms that we hear growing up throughout our lives that may sound cliche, but it's so true. Like, it really takes a village. It truly takes a village. And also takes that village to understand too that there is no one quick fix process. Mm-hmm. Like, a family can come to you and say, okay, I need affordable housing. You get it for them. And then another issue comes up. Mm-hmm. And that's why we are always available, always there. And if we didn't have the power of community, the power of oneness, we would be nothing. That's what this community is built on.
And that's another reason why National Night Out is so important, because it's people coming together, celebrating community.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that Stand has a separate event. Do you know the location of their event?
I'm not exactly sure of the location, but I can get that. Hopefully it can be posted.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But they do.
And how about any contact information for Stand?
For Stand.
If we don't have that, I can look it up.
I do not have. Let me check really quick. Let me see.
All right. Why don't I look it up and I'm going to have you highlight and give a shout out and maybe talk in more detail about some of your other partners and how they help you.
Absolutely. So, again, we have Stan. And then also one that I did fail to mention was community medical centers. We work very closely with them. I love them. The clinic. I work
with them too. Yeah. They're awesome.
Yeah, and there's a clinic that is in our Dorothy L. Jones Community Center, our Family Resource Center. And the cool thing about them is that, again, they're very, very like community oriented, and they'll work with people, especially in our location from 95206, Medi-Cal, stuff like that. But one of the things that really is cool to me is that they don't turn away anybody. And the cool thing about it is that if someone doesn't have any type of insurance or any type of medical coverage or anything like that, they'll see them, but then they also set them up to be sustainable, set them up with help and stuff like that. And again, that's why we partner with community medical centers as well, because they will refer to us, we refer to them, both ways, both parties. So that's a pretty cool one.
That's awesome. And actually, I want to give a shout out to them because I was at the Board of Supervisors meeting on Tuesday, and Sarah Taft, a good friend of mine, actually received an award, and they set up a whole week to celebrate health. And actually 1 in 10 people in our county is receiving services through community medical centers. That's
awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's huge, and they're saving lives every day.
Yeah, every single day. And for Stan, going back to Stan, we work closely with Maria and Fred, but a number that you can contact them at 209-937-7625.
And their address?
Yes, and their address is 1209 East 8th Street, Stockton, California. That's 1209-1209 East 8th Street, Stockton, California, 95206.
And they can let you know where their event is being held at.
Yes, I apologize for that.
Fred Schull has been a pillar in our community. He is also on the continuum of care. And again, just like we said earlier, it's different organizations working together. Each organization has a piece of the puzzle that they're contributing to.
Right. It's a lot of different ones that we work with. Even in Lodi, we work with California Human Development. We work with WorkNet and stuff like that to just be able to afford our participants the best care, the best resources out there.
So when you talk about a facility in Lodi and a facility in Tracy, are all of the locations offering the same services, different services? Is it based on the needs of the community?
It's typically based on the needs of the community. So like they will offer like a slightly different services and stuff like that based on the needs. But again, we all as an agency, we have the resources. So if we have someone in Lodi that needs a need that majority of South Stockton has, we will work with Lodi on that specific need as well. And we also work with San Joaquin County Behavioral Health Services as well. Their Friday Night Live program and their prevention services, just working in the community. They're huge sitting at our table for National Night Out, huge working with us for that. And even with United Way, we work with them.
United Way is awesome.
Yeah, we love working with United Way.
Shout out to Kristen Burtwitzel.
Yes, Kristen Burtwitzel is the best. She's the bomb. All of them, Kristen Burwhistle, Donna, Jose, they're really cool. And
yesterday we just had a really huge launch with Stockton Unified School District.
yes,
which is awesome.
I seen that. We work with the district. The list goes on, right? But we're really with United Way and a lot of partner agencies, Child Abuse Prevention Council, Delta College, University of the Pacific, again, San Joaquin County Behavioral Health Prevention Services, where we put on True Hope Summit. That happens in October around Red Ribbon Week.
Oh,
The True Hope Summit. Yeah, and Jeremy
where
Bates.
is that? Talk about
That's
that.
actually this is our 5th year we're going on, and great to say that I've been on there since for all 5 years
Wonderful.
now. And it was at Stockton Arena, but this year is going to be at the A.G. Spano Center at
Wonderful.
University of the Pacific, available to high school students.
Do you have a date?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I do have the date for that, actually.
Okay,
But,
we'll come back to that. But you said October.
Yes, October. And we're going to be there. And it's kind of Jeremy Bates. He goes by the Hope Dealer. He comes and really just, again, offers hope to the youth in our community. And he's a big one. He's told me, myself, when I was a high schooler at one point, he was like, we can't give motivation to one another. Because I was like, oh, well, you're a good motivational speaker. He's like, I'm not a motivational speaker because I can't give you my motivation. He's like, but I can inspire you, or I can give you some hope from my hope. And in turn, you motivate yourself. So
I'm just finding last year and the year before. And it's true, TRU. I love that.
yes, TRU, True Hope. Again, just kind of really using a lot of different metaphors. That's really the uniqueness in the True Hope Summit. They use a lot of different metaphors. First year, they came out, a lot of people parkour, flipping stunt doubles for like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. Like in the actual movies, yeah, they come out. Jesse LaFleur comes out. American Ninja Warrior. The flip comes out from American Ninja Warrior. Sidney Olsen, stuff like that. These people that are in the industry, they come out for this event. They come out locally, and we also get a lot of local talent and a lot of local people like the Boggy Boys come out, 3 boys that dance, and they come in, they just talk about like their story, their opportunity, because we all have a different story. Well, it's not going to look like the next person. It's not supposed to.
No, it's not supposed to.
So
how do you get tickets to this? How do you get to
So
go
cool
to
thing
that
is this
summit?
is a free event, and actually the registration will be coming out. We have a meeting coming up next week. The registration will be coming out for that. And ideally, if you can go through your schools, if you can go through Stockton Unified or whatever schools to do that, that'd be great. But if not, you can also just register through us, through our community agencies that sit at the table.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and then also too, you can just go online at True Hope, and then you can also just register individually.
Awesome. And did you want to give a shout out to the agencies that participate and back the True Hope Summit?
Absolutely. Shout out Child Abuse Prevention Council. We work with them a lot, but they're a huge key player in that. Yes, huge key players in that. Again, San Joaquin Delta College. We have San Joaquin County Behavioral Health Prevention Services. We have United Way. Obviously, they're huge. They're at the helm of it. We have Stockton Unified that plays a big part in that. We have University of the Pacific that plays a huge part in that. I'm trying to go around the table right now and look who sits there. Yeah. But
and I'm sure that unfortunately you're missing someone, but they're all important.
I know. Yes. No, they're all hugely important. Yeah. So.
And to me, what's exciting is not only your energy and enthusiasm, but that organizations are collaborating to make huge differences in people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, they are. All of us do it in our own different way.
And
yes.
got you the date.
I got the date for True Hope Summit. Wow, they're great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you got a great team over here. And I was wrong. So typically it's between end of September, beginning October. This one, I stand corrected, September 28th. And we actually have 2 sessions, an AM session, and that's the one that like all the schools, people who register through their school will come because the school send it, like do it as a field trip. Then we have evening session as well, and that's the one that's open to the community members, open to parents to come and see like what their kids are seeing, and also parents need hope too. All of us adults
Everyone
need hope.
needs
Yeah,
hope.
everybody needs it.
With
so,
hope, you can do anything.
Yes, absolutely. With a little bit of hope, you can see a brighter tomorrow.
Definitely. That's huge. All right. Anything else that you'd like to talk about that we haven't covered?
No, I think, I mean, there's always more to talk about, but I think we just covered it all specifically for what we're here for today. Just come to National Night Out, come out and participate. And also too, you could just see a lot of the local connections that are available to you. Again, even if it's not some grant agencies, we have a lot of local people that just want to contribute, come and give their services. People who like make desserts, do art, do hair are going to be out there just as individuals to be able to give back to art to this community. Because I'm a firm believer that if the people that are like the organizations and the people that are all out there doing the work, if they put out this feeling of hope and put out this feeling of community engagement and awareness, people will jump along. People will come along board. So that's
Definitely.
really what that's about.
And it's contagious. And I'm glad you mentioned about people coming out about National Night Out, but how about people helping your organization? How can people help you? Can they volunteer time? Can they give money? Are there supplies that you need?
Absolutely. So our agencies, especially at Dorothy Jones Center and any of our family resource centers, we immensely rely on our volunteers and our support staff, which come from working it, and some of them just come as walk-ins because they believe in what we do, and also because some of them need community service hours, and so those people make great volunteers. So they come in, and all they have to do is come into the site Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and just pick up a volunteer packet, put it in, and we'll just give them a call. It's that simple.
Wonderful.
To be able to volunteer.
Great. Excellent. And what about supplies? Do you need school supplies, art supplies, cleaning supplies?
Absolutely. Yeah. We don't turn down any supplies. Might I add, we don't turn down any supplies because there's always somebody coming in for something. And then for events like at National Night Out, we are doing a backpack giveaway and some school supplies giveaway. Yes. I forgot to mention that. I'm so sorry. But
good. How do people sign up for that? Is there a list?
So they come. That? Yeah. So the kids come, and actually the sign up is actually at the event. So
they don't sign up ahead of time.
No, yeah, when you get there, you register, and then we'll just give them out first come, first serve, and we do raffles and stuff like that.
Wonderful.
So yeah, we can always use that type of school supplies, things like diapers, things for baby care, car seats, hygiene supplies are always great. Any non-perishable food items and stuff like that.
How about sports equipment?
Sports equipment, yes, because that stuff is so expensive.
Mm-hmm. Books?
And yes. We have a library actually at Dorothy Jones Center. Again, anybody who can contribute to that will be great. Will be awesome.
Awesome. And let's just give all of your contact information again. Let's go over website, address, phone number, hours, all of that.
For sure. So Community Partnership for Families, we have 5 locations. We have 3 in Stockton, the Dorothy L. Jones Community Center. We have Villa Monterey, which is off of Kentfield, and we have Diamond Cove 2, which is over there off of Tam O'Shanter. We have 1 in Lodi, and we have 1 in Tracy. So you can reach us at cpfsj.org on the web, and also on Facebook, Community Partnership for Families of San Joaquin, or CPFSJ. We are also on Instagram, CPFSJ_209. And all of our numbers and contact information is on all of those websites.
Great.
Depending on the respective site that you want to get in contact with.
And during the week, you said the hours are?
Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Open to you.
Wonderful. All right. And what about on the weekend? Do you ever offer any activities on the weekend?
Yeah. So typically our weekends are always like as needed basis. So like we will work weekends. We do events on weekends for sure. If there's any events that are going on the weekend that kind of lines up with our scope of work and our mission, you can count on us being there for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming out today. This was really refreshing because I wasn't familiar with your organization, and it sounds like you're doing amazing things, not only throughout the city of Stockton, but throughout the county. And you're making a difference every day in people's lives. So I thank you. I thank you for that, for wanting to do that, because it's hugely needed. And thank you for sharing about your amazing organization and also promoting National Night Out and being a part of National Night Out.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I'm humbled every day to do this work.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And with that,